add value to some of our value chains. We have started with the Kigoto, the maize miller, but the lessons we are learning is that when it comes to industry, it's a private sector business, private sector affair. Government might try to run industries and so on, but it's not really our business. You can't do it because government is not in the business of making money. So you put in a lot of money, but then you don't get much, or you don't get it running. So with the lessons that we have from there, we are looking at huge private sector involvement at the special economic zone. And the special economic zone, so far, we have had discussions with several investors. One has already taken up land there. They're called Tunasco. They want to do a ginnery, and they want to do a tannery and abattoir. So they will be taking cattle, fattening them, and slaughtering them there, and working on the leather, and working on the meat to sell, and also taking in cotton for ginning. So that's one of the investors that we already have, and they're going to do, they've already taken up land there. I've also had discussions with some nuts investors. They want to set up nuts processing, and you know that Homa Bay, every part of Homa Bay can actually grow groundnuts. So we have discussions with the groundnuts people. We're also having discussions with investors in palm oil and oil palm. I think Ogola is looking for land where we can grow oil palm. We left here with a delegation and went to Uganda. Just across here, this lake here, if you just keep going, there's an island. I think if we go from here, it will take us maybe 4 or 5 hours to reach that island. And they're growing a lot of oil palm. And you know that oil palm right now, there's a big debate around edible oils. And the debate around edible oils is before the Russia-Ukraine war, 1 ton of crude palm oil was $500 USD. After the war, it went to 1,900 USD. And then the exchange rate fluctuated from about 102 to now nearly 140. And 90% of the oil we are eating in this country is coming from Malaysia and the other places. They bring in, even all these refineries you see, they bring in crude palm oil and then they refine it here. With the price going from 500 to 1900 and the exchange rate going from 100 to 140, you can imagine what amount of problems palm oil people are in. And imagine the same weather conditions we have here in Homa Bay, it's the same weather conditions in Uganda, and they're growing a lot of palm oil. And that is an opportunity that we have as a county so that we can join in producing the crude oil palm, and that is one of the industries that we are also in discussion with to come to Riwa. I was also discussing with Victory Farm is in Kaksingri for now, but they've gotten a lot of money from, I think, some partners that have given them a lot of money to expand their operation. So they were looking for land to go and set up their new expanded EU accredited factory so that they can get fish and take it straight into the EU markets. And I was discussing with them and telling them, instead of buying land, just come to Riwa, we'll give you whatever amount of land you need, you set up there, and then we have, because they're going to create, they intend to create another 300 or so jobs. You're going to create the jobs there and you don't have to worry about anything. And that way, we are really looking at having a vibrant, industrial park. And these are not stories. I know that we've had many stories in the past of welcome investor. we don't want to go back there. So anything we are talking about, we only talk after we feel that this is actually a viable front. We have had a lot of focus on health, and we put a big priority on health services to our people. And this financial year, we're still going to be putting a lot of focus on improving health services for our people. And that means that when our people go to our health facilities, they should find services. What we need everybody here to help us with is enrollment onto NHIF. We need as many of our people as possible to enroll onto NHIF so that we can have better health outcomes. You know that our health outcomes have not been very good, but we are hopeful that with the laser focus we can change the trajectory of our health numbers. We had a manifesto, the DG&I, Genoa Ndongrok manifesto. I hope that we will have an opportunity to have it presented. Is it, Prof, are you going to present the Genoa Ndongrok manifesto? Or is it part of the program? Yeah, I think we should present that manifesto, because everything that we do should be guided by the manifesto and the promises that we made to our people. This year, Dr. Lo, I know every time I would speak to the former governor, I said, this is the year of water. Now, that's it. We want to provide water to our people. We promised them that nobody should walk more than a kilometer looking for water. I think this year you have tried, and you will tell us on our work planning day, you will tell us how far we've gone with our water provision. I didn't see Omawasco here, but Omawasco must avail water, especially in our urban areas. The department must avail water in our rural areas. But we can't walk in Homa Bay every day and the story is there's no water. I think we must turn that around this year. As much as possible, our people should have water. I don't know how many of us live in Homa Bay town here. Do you have water? There's no water. So, Dr. Lo, you can see, if your own staff here have no water, then we have a long way to go in that. We need water in our taps, and I don't think it's rocket